and this was introduced by Wes McKinney. The pandas is basically a package which is providing fast, flexible, and expressive data structure designed to make working with relational and label data both easy and intuitive. Probably these are theories, but when I actually show you, it resembles a lot with our previous understanding of data analysis. It basically the row and column structure. So that is the reason it always helps us to understand better when we are using the pandas data frame. Now, what is special about pandas? Because pandas basically provide the tabular data with heterogeneously typed columns as an SQL table or Excel spreadsheet. So we will show you the example. The wide variety of type of data actually you can parse through basically Python pandas. You can use it for Excel, you can use it for CSV, you can use it for SQL, you can use it for basically various other data types. Then you can actually use it for time series data manipulation, order or unordered. And apart from it, you can also do an arbitrary matrix data, either homogeneous or heterogeneous, with row and column labels, manipulation with pandas. And apart from it, any other form of observational statistical data sets, you can actually use pandas. So basically you see the going forward more and more we'll do machine learning examples in Python. We'll use we'll definitely call NumPy array, but most we are going to use the pandas data frame over there. The data actually need not to be labeled at all the places into pandas data structure. So if it is not labeled also, still it can parse the data. So what are the basically data manipulation steps? Basically, as we know, the pandas we are using for data preparation and data messaging. That is the reason it has actually follows these proper steps, or what we call as a 5 steps into it. That is, first is basically load. It can load any type of data, CSV, Excel, SQL. Then we can actually use it for data preparation purposes. We can then, after data preparation, we have seen next comes the data manipulation purposes. We can actually do model, and some of the modeling we are going to use some other package on that is sklearn, but you can do some basic functions on pandas also. Then we can analyze the data. Similarly, the way we have done some early exploration in R, same way actually in pandas also we can look into the mean, max, those type of functions, data structure, data types we can actually get in pandas. And pandas is widely used in both academic as commercial domains. We understand it by now. Now, what are the key features of pandas? Pandas are the fast and efficient data frame object with default and customized indexing. It is a tool for loading data into a memory, in-memory data objects from different file formats that I will show it to you. Data alignment and integrated handling of missing data. So you can actually perform various interpolation, extrapolation, and missing data operations on pandas. Next, you can actually do reshaping and pivoting of data sets. As I have told you, we have seen how we are doing the various reshaping of data in NumPy array. That is going to be much more important to understand the context of pandas. And then level-based slicing, indexing, and subsetting of large data sets. Then we can also do columns from a data structure that could be basically deleted or inserted in pandas. Similarly, we can group by data for aggregation and transformations. We can perform basically high performance merging and joining of data. And there are some time series functionality that we can perform on pandas. So I think one analysis we have not done in R I have talked about it, although that is time series analysis. So here in Python, when we do time series analysis for loading the data, we use pandas. So how to install pandas? We can actually install it by using the pip install pandas. So how many of our systems we have already loaded panda? I think all of us,
My
correct?
system.
Done for me. Yes, done for me.
I have got 2 confirmations. So
Sir, I don't think so I've done it.
you have done that?
No, sir.
Okay, I think the way we are doing it. So now you are comfortable installing packages in Jupyter. We all have done it, correct?
Yes, sir.
So please use the same method. And probably here also what will happen when you are trying to access Excel and all, probably some small other packages also you have to use for handling the XLS data structures. Those I'm going to show. I will show it to you. Okay. So let us first try to understand about the data structure in pandas. So pandas data could be of 3 types. It could be of a series, for example, time series. It could be of a data frame, or it could be a panel data. But you have to understand one more thing. These all data structures are built on the top of NumPy array. So now you are getting it. Basically, we are calling the NumPy, and on the top of it, we are actually with pandas. We are giving the data more analytics ready format. So coming to the dimension and description, the best way to think this data structure is that the higher dimensional data structure is a container of lower dimensional data structures. Like data frame is a container of a series, then panel is basically a container of a data frame. So you are understanding from lower to higher that structure?
Yes.
Anybody in the class who is not? So we see right now we are going through the theory to just imagine it in our mind. We'll definitely practice it in step by step. And pandas is one thing, probably we'll start it today, and we'll complete it in the next class, because I want a very good hold on these pandas as a method and process. Now again, coming into the dimension of the data. So a data series, we have seen, it's a one-dimensional structure. See, it's a one-dimensional labeled homogeneous array, size immutable. But data frame is a two-dimensional labeled size mutable tabular structure with potentially heterogeneously typed columns. Panel, basically third is the panel, which is a three-dimensional. It's a general 3D label and size mutable array. So what we understand, so that when it comes to series, we cannot change the size of it, but a data frame is more like the structure what we see and experience mostly into Excel, and panel is basically it's a 3D three-dimensional of it, which is we use it for analytical purpose. So what is mutability? So all panda data structures are value mutable. That means you can change the value of the panda data structures, except series all are size mutable. So what is value mutable and what is size mutable?
Value mutable, we can change the value. And in
Yes,
series, we can change the size only, not the value.
not the value. And data means basically data frame is widely used in the most important data structures. Panel, it is used, but it is comparatively less. So most of our analysis we are going to do on the pandas data frame. Again, within the series, it's a one-dimensional labeled array capable of holding data of any type. So what are the type of data it can hold? It can hold integer, that is numerical data. It can hold basically float, again numerical data. It can hold string, categorical data, and it can also hold Python objects. We have also learned about various Python objects. These access labels are collectively called basically the indexes of it. So indexes are something like the heading of it. So the key points or key takeaways, what we can get from this: it can hold a homogeneous type of data. Series is size immutable, but value of the data,
Mutable.
it's mutable, you can change. Great, thank you, Mahendra. Then in pandas series can be created using the following constructor. Pandas series, then we are going to use, first is data, then it is index. Now we understand about d type, that is data type. We understand also about index and copy. Copy, in by default it is false, so if we require it then only we'll change it. Otherwise, the most important thing, data, we are going to write the name of the data here. We are going to use various index functions into the index. D type we'll use when we are trying to define or change the a very small example. Shall we parallelly do it? Means probably I can just stop, give us pause here for 2 to 3 minutes, and will you install the pandas in your system? Means who all are not having it, and who all are having it, they can actually just run this. Okay, so even I am also opening my notebook here. So I think who's now if we just run it, you have got a blank series here.
Yes,
And
it's blank.
and it is also giving an warning to us. So let us start understanding the warning and what are the things it's talking about. So they are going to change the method. The default data type for an empty series will be object instead of float. Earlier it was to be float in future version. So specify a d type explicitly to silence this warning.
So we need to
So
specify the data type, then the error will not come. Yes, I specify the data type as integer, so error is not coming now. That's good.
So you have written PD series, then
In brackets, I have written d type equals to int.
okay, but I have written the same thing. Oh, okay, it is. So,
Comma, remove the comma, yes. Put float only, not 64, I guess. It's done.
okay, you don't have to mention 64 or something. It will by default. It will take. Okay. So similar way, using this method, we can use basically an array, we can use a dictionary, or you can actually use a scalar value. And the example of data frame is basically data frame is a two-dimensional array with heterogeneous data, more like our Excel-based structure. So which is having name, which is a float, age, which is an integer, gender. What will be the data type of gender?
Boolean.
It will be bool, and rating.
Float.
Rating is a float. The above table represents the data of scale, basically sales team of an organization with their overall performing rating. The data is represented in rows and columns. Each column represents an attribute of each row presents a person. So now let us try to understand about various features of the data frame. There are 4 key features of data frame. First, potentially columns are of different types. We have seen that, as Mahinder was also mentioning. So we have basically
String.
we have string, we have then
Integer.
integer, then we have basically string or bool, and then we have basically float. Now the size, you can actually, size is mutable. You could increase the size of it. You can actually also perform arithmetic operations or numeric rows and columns. That means here, for example, in this case, if you are making making of it, will not make much sense, but you can actually find out average rating. Similarly, you can find out average age also. And then there is a level access. So we are good still now?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Similarly, the structures of a data frame. So I think we are very much accustomed with this particular type of structure, correct?
Yes.
And this resembles to our what data structure?
CSV.
CSV or Excel type of data structure that we have used it more commonly. It is basically columnar and row wise data. Now, again, the parameters what we can actually use here. A pandas data frame can be created using the following constructor. That is, in a pandas data frame, there will be following components. There will be a data. Basically, data takes various forms like ND array, that is an NumPy array. It could be series, it could be map, it could be list or dictionary, constant of any other data frame. Then for index, it's basically going to show if you're going to do any index operations on that or not, or we can actually keep it by default, so no index is passed. Similarly, the columns are going to identify the column types of it. Then data type, we can, as you have seen, we can change the data types also. And similarly, the copy, by default, the copy remains false. So now we can also take an example of data frame also. So right now it is giving blank, but we'll show that later on the various data frames, how it looks. So basically, a pandas data frame can be created using various input like list, dictionaries, series, or any other data frame. We can actually convert it into pandas data frame. Now, the same thing, what we have already discussed, is talking about it over there. So basically, gender is a string or boolean, and name is a string, age is integer, and rating is float. So the key points, what we can take, the types of the data, that could be heterogeneous data over here. Size, definitely it could be mutable, and value, definitely it is mutable in a data series. Now coming into panel. Panel is basically a 3D container of data. The panel data is derived from econometrics, because many times we do panel data econometrics. That's why it has been derived from there. I will show, as we go forward, we will take up some econometric examples of panel data econometrics also. The name for the three axes are intended to give some semantic meaning to the describing operations involving the panel data. Like first, its item is axis 0, axis 1, and axis 2, because this is 3-dimensional data. And here the each item corresponds to a data frame contained inside that remains in axis 0. In axis 1, it's the index rows of each data frames, and in axis 2, it is the columns of each data frames. For example, first, these are the parameters of it. So a panel data can be created using the following constructor, like pandas.panel, then the data, then in the item, then major axis, minor axis, data type, and copy. And you can actually perform various descriptive statistics on pandas data frame. Now I think it's getting much more interesting over here. The most simple and like we have actually used the function. What was the R function we used to use as soon as we used to load the data?
Summary.
The describe is basically similar to the summary over here. And yes, you can actually perform even head, tail, all these functions over. I will show it to you. You can function over here, and here in the bracket you can actually mention in a head how many you want to see, tail how many you want to see, all those components you can do. Good, Abhita. So basically the descriptive statistics provide the simple summarization of the sample, that means the data frame sample, and about the observation that have been made. A describe functions can provide a list of 8 statistical properties of each attributes. Count. So what is a count? That means how many observations. Please go ahead.
We can count the number of values in any column.
And then mean what it will come. Shilpi, what will be mean?
Sorry.
No, tree. Oh, that is perfect. No problem. So then you can actually get the minimal value, maximum value. You can get the percentile concepts. So Bhavita, is the percentile clear to you now?
Yes, sir.
Or probably we will again revisit with this. And Shilpi, what is median or the 50th percentile? Or the question goes to Achal now. Achal, are you online?
Yes sir, मीडियन और ये खुद ही क्लियर कर दे रहा है 50 परसेंटाइल की वो उसकी जो मिडिल वैल्यू होती है वो है वहाँ पे ऑलरेडी.
So these are the operations we can perform on them. We can perform count, we can perform sum, mean, median, mode, then we can perform min, max. We can actually get the absolute value of any of the columns. We can also get the product of the values, and we can actually get the cumulative sum and cumulative product also. So I think some of us who has done Excel based analytics, is it looking much more similar to that? Excel,
Yes.
Excel pivot tables.
Yeah, the function itself are self-explanatory. By reading the name, we can get the idea.
So that is the reason I told that Python is more like it's a language type of programming where it actually takes a common English language, and you can actually, if you have understanding and recalling of these function names as a statistical functions, you will be able to perform them. Now, what are the functions and descriptions? Since a data frame is a heterogeneous data structure, the generic operations do not work with all the functions. Then functions like sum and cumulative sum works with the both numeric and character or string data elements without any error. That we understand from our numerical understanding, correct? So where to use the count, where to use the sum, and when we are getting an error, we have to also understand about it. Means we are not violating the basic principles of mathematics over here, correct? Like if you are having a data frame, on that data frame, on the string, if you're writing basically cumulative sum on a string characters, so what it will provide? So if you write probably sum on a string character, what it will provide?
It will give an error, I guess.
Because you are not, you can actually perform a count on strings, but can you perform a sum on strings?
No.
Similarly, functions like abs. What is ab? Abs is basically the absolute value. Okay, absolute value. And cumulative product throws exception when the data frame contains character or string data. Because on string, can you perform absolute value?
No, we can't.
Why can't we?
I think absolute value works on numbers only.
It's works on numbers only. Absolutely. Thank you. It's a very good answer you have given. So similar way, we can actually create a pandas data frame using this. So let us try to do this example and see what it gives answer. let me check it. Otherwise, it many times because of the spaces, it throws error. Waiting. Wait all the waiting. We have age.
And name.
We have
Name, age, and rating.
yeah, we have basically name, age, and rating.
Rating.
Perfect. That let us name this data as basically movie.
Valid character in identifier.
Let us do one thing. It is invalid character. Invitation. Is it running in any of one of your system? Just let me I think name it is actually creating some problem. So what is the problem in name? Hold on. Otherwise it is actually printing this. Yes, it is printing.
तो मेरा तो प्रिंट हो गया.
You got the output?
यस सर. आई थिंक सर ये जो आपने इन्वर्ट ये कोमा ऊपर यूज किया ना, सिंगल कोमा, आई थिंक इसका इशू है. आप इसको एक बार चेंज करके देखिए. शायद
Which one? Name?
नहीं, अंदर जो हमने डेटा दिया है टॉम जेम्स इनके, मे बी.
I think now it will run. So I think there was a space. You have typed the data?
यस, मैंने टाइप किया है सारा. मैंने अपना पर्सनल एक बनाया 3 इनपुट्स देके, तो पे प्रॉपर प्रिंट हो रहा है. यस.
I think yes. Thank you. I think yes, because when you have copied from PowerPoint, the characters means those inverted commas it was taking as a invert. So now if you run it, it is actually creating a data frame in a movie. So now, so now you can see. So it has actually printed a data frame movie for us. So we'll do some functions on it going forward. Now we can perform various functions, like actually we can perform sum on it. So if you actually perform on this movie and sum, it is actually summing it up. Similarly, we can get a mean function from here by movie and mean. Again, it's providing a mean age and similarly mean rating out of it. Then we are doing a standard deviation check over here. I name I've got the standard deviation also. Now we will try to perform a describe function. So the output which is providing is basically for it, it's providing why what is our data type?
हम लोग practically
सो मेरी ये नेम्स नहीं आ रहे हैं, सिर्फ एज और रेटिंग आ रही है, बाकी उनके जो भी डिस्क्राइब फंक्शन की वैल्यूज हैं वो आ रहा है।
पर ये ऐसे नहीं आना चाहिए डिस्क्राइब।
ऐसा नहीं आना चाहिए. It's actually because ideally it should come like this. I'll just show it to you. I have actually kept one example for you of describe. I'll just show it to you. Hold on.
We also run the describe in R data when we were working on
पर
it.
आपने यहाँ पे ब्रैकेट नहीं लगाया डिस्क्राइब के आगे।
Oh, sorry.
Yes.
It was not a, okay. It was not the function.
आगे भी बोलना है।
Yes, this is the describe.
This is a function. Describe. Now you're getting it. And apart from it, what other functions we can perform over here? We have learned it. We can do count. So how many? So this is a count of what?
How many number name and
How many entries are there? That is a providing the count of it. Next, we have already performed some. Let's do median. But when we are running median, we are getting median only on 2. Why? This is a question for who will take the question. It's a very simple one. Not Mahendra, please. Not Bobita also. Not Anshul. I will go to Shilpi. Shilpi, when we are running this median, we are getting basically median only from 2 parameters. Why?
So,
Hello. We are getting only from age and rating. Why? Probably now it's open for anyone. Mahendra, you can give answer.
Okay, so median cannot be calculated on string. It must be numeric value.
It might be numerical data has to be there. In mode, what is the mode of age? It's giving a lot of NANs. Why? I think this mode is not coming proper. There is some problem with the mode. We'll check the mode again. Then if we go to mean,
Minimum value. It will also print minimum value for age and rating only.
yes.
Same with max.
And now coming to abs. You can see it's giving an error to us. So why it is giving an error to us?
Due to name variable, error is coming.
Yes. Good.
तो हम सर यहाँ पे एज रेटिंग का डायरेक्टली निकाल सकते हैं ना एप्स.
Yes, we can type the variable name here. Age.
Movie dot age and dot apps.
Movie dot
Age.
dot apps.
सर आई थिंक एज आपने कैपिटल में ए लिखा था.
You are absolutely correct.
Can't
Similar
we
way,
put A's? Can't we put A's in the brackets? Movie.abs and A's should be in brackets. You can try it.
Name age is not defined.
it will not give you.
It's आंसर A's को इन्वर्टेड कोमा में दिया था.
नहीं normal.
इन्वर्टेड कोमा में दो ना.
एक सेकंड. Still error. Abs takes one positional argument but two were given.
So कैसे हो गया?
And the reason behind that?
Don't understand.
This is a data frame, correct? What are the parameters of it? If you want to go in that way, you have to go into here. You have to I'll show it to you, but it will not work in that way. This will definitely work. Similar way, what was the rating?
तो सेम वे में मेरा मीन भी वर्क कर रहा था. आपके मीन में बहुत सारे एनी वैल्यूज आ रहे थे ना, बट मेरा वर्क कर रहा था.
मीन में नहीं, मोड में थे आई गेस एनएस.
तो मोड भी मेरा मैंने प्रॉपर चेक किया है, सारा कर रहा है मेरा.
In mode also, if you can go, in this case it is giving error, but if you can do it like this, it will.
We are specifying this the variable
like age.mode. It will
need to
give
calculate the mode for age.
And similarly, but even if you see the
आपने जब ये movie.mode किया ना, तो मैंने 4 ही इनपुट लिए हैं, बट स्टिल मेरा प्रॉपर एनी वैल्यूज तो कुछ है ही नहीं.
4 मतलब आपने रैंडम वैल्यू लिए हैं, ये सेम डेटा थोड़ी होगा सर वाला.
नहीं मेरा डिफरेंट है.
हाँ, तो फिर हो सकता है अलग, उस केस में अलग आउटपुट हो सकता है. इट इज पॉसिबल. But still we should be getting one value for mode. Why we are getting 23, 25 and 30?
That's why it should be one value. Even rating also. See, I think that's why the mode I need to check. Mode is not proper. But yes, this we are actually getting with this apps. And if when we are trying to put it on a whole data, it is giving us error because of the string, as we have. Similarly, if we go into other thing, it's also giving from the numeric value, as we know. Now the cumulative sum. This is interesting, correct? Cumulative sum. Anybody will explain it to me? What cumulative sum is doing?
So here we are adding the first observation in second, and then output of first and second, adding of first and second observation we are adding in third observation. And It
But
goes on like this.
but in these data sets, is it adding any value, this method?
Yes, we are adding Tom with James, then Tom James with Ricky, then with Ben.
No, but in this particular data sets, what we have created, is it adding any value? I'm asking an analytical question to you.
No.
No, sir.
It's not creating any value, correct?
Right.
But probably yes, this could all be helpful if we are trying to do an analysis of multiple geographic cells. Then in that case, this could be add value. In this case, we can, if you are adding for 2% the ages or their ratings, it's not going to add any value. Ultimately, that rating, if you are trying to divide it by 11, it's going to bring us into an average rating, correct?
Yes.
Similarly, an average age. Again, we are getting an error here. Why?
We are performing a product and string value.
Now we can see. Got it?
तो आप एक बार दिखा दो please.
Okay, probably I will create another one for you. Then I'll just copy this. I'll create it for on rating. But in this case, context also, it is not, this analysis is not going to create any value. But let's understand the methods. So what we have learned till now? Anybody will summarize?
We have learned about series and data frames and
We have
introduction
learned
of
about
channel.
very good thing. So we have learned about series and data frame. So probably one more example of series, which I have actually kept it for you. We can actually create a series. Can create it like this. And just let me clear the output. The card. Hold on. So now a question for Kavita. So what is the type of S? Type of S. We have create an object, correct? What is the type of S?
Integer? I don't know, sir.
No, in context of Panda, what is the type of S?
Don't know.
So earlier we have seen an example of, means I think I have got some answer.
Series.
It is series because we have We are trying to create a pd.series, correct?
Yes.
Now another example of date. So this is also a what is the type of dates?
So yeah, so
This
do
is
red time.
we are actually trying to create a series only, correct? Only thing is I am actually using here the date range, and it's a time series. It's a series data. But only thing is, as I have told you before, it can handle the date in a very interesting way. You can see the input what we have given here. We have given the year. It has got the concept because we have used the date range, and we have given periods of 12. That means for 1 year, and it has created the series of date for us in pandas.
The frequency
Now,
is equal to D टाइप में जो यहाँ पे हमारे आउटपुट में आ रहा है डेट टाइम और एनएस यहाँ पे हमारी सीरीज को डिफाइन कर रहा है क्या बात समझ नहीं पाई मैं इसको थोड़ा
okay, so basically this is we are giving the inputs, and we are giving the inputs of 12. Okay, so the 12 is basically going to be the frequency, correct? How many outputs we want from here, and this is our starting point, and from here we want the 12
ये
periods
मैं समझ
output.
गई हूँ ये जो इसने क्रिएट करके हमें 12 पीरियड हमें दे दिया तो उसने 1 मंथ के उसमें 12 हमें वो दे दिया है डेट क्रिएट करके बट ये जो इसका डी टाइप आया है वो मैं समझना चाह रही थी मुझे
frequencies in terms of dates.
एंड ये डेट टाइम 64 एनएस
So earlier we have seen the form data type formats. It was giving us integers and all, correct? So similarly here it can actually read. If you just try to give this to probably to numpy, it will read this number as an integer, correct? So it will give it as a int 16 12 sorry 16 60 probably 64 32. But in this case pandas, it can actually read the data. It's a date, it's a basically y then
वो भी समझ में आ गया कि ये डेटा टाइप वो डेट टाइम ले रहा है व्हाट इज एनएस हियर दैट्स इट यही एक सिंपल सा क्वेश्चन है
it's a particular format of data. So there are multiple data type formats into it, and this is a type of format that is understanding it is as a date time 64 format. Got it?
Okay, sir.
So I will show you some these more examples of date time format and changing of their format when we are going to do a time series. Then we will look into this in much more detail. Okay, various formats of date, like there could be dd YY format, there could be GD YY format, there could be YY DD format, this particular example. And similarly another data frame example for you, a simple one. On that we can definitely, and this is the thing actually we are talking about. Now you can see even in movie you can actually extract a particular data frame. So if we can go to our movie, and want to subset, Okay, sorry, I have restarted. So you want to subset rating? This is a way we can do. Like the way we used to write the dollar function in our R, same way we can actually take out a column out of it.
We can add function here, means after rating we can add dot sum, dot minimum, something.
So what you are telling?
No, after, not here, at the end.
So
Yeah, dot sum. Will it work?
Yes, because you are subsetting them.
Now I think
so I think
absolute or mode also work.
I think the two means you were
Yeah,
means
also
two. Mhm.
नहीं एक्चुअली हम जब वो ऊपर हमने किया था मूवी डॉट एज या फिर
Yes,
वो भी तो सेम ही था हमारा लाइक इसके जैसे ही
movie.age. Yes,
जब हम
exactly.
यस
Movie.age.sum. Correct.
यस यस
And you are telling something, Mahendra. Please.
no, I was just saying that we can use absolute and mode function also. That is in the same way. That's what I was saying.
This will work on now. Probably if you go here and if you try to get
Mode. Still, it's not right.
this data is giving some particular problem that I need to look into. Probably you are talking of, what was the age, correct?
Yes.
Age we are getting nans. See,
Still.
probably we have to see how many times these are occurring. But I need to check. There are 230s. Could be bimodal or trimodal data. Just let me see.
I think occurrence is the same for all these three.
No, it's the highest occurring number, correct?
Yeah, 2 times 30. Yeah, 23 is also 2 times. 25 is also 2 times.
That is the reason it's actually printing like this. I think mode is coming
properly.
Mode is coming proper. So even this mode is also occurring properly. If you see, now you can see it's making others nan, but it's actually creating this for. Actually, it should drop name. Then I think it is proper. Correct. So in that case, this will be proper. See.
Correct.
What Achal was telling.
This is also correct because there is no repetitive number here in rating.
Rating, but
that's correct because we don't have any number which is repeating itself. So all the numbers are mode.
So all the numbers are, but it should not be. This data is not having any mode then. If we have done it in R, we have actually created a method of mode, correct? So will you check with the same data? I think for rating it is because there is no mode in this data. In age, that is there is a mode. It's a trimodal, but rating should be there is no rating. For rating, there should not be any mode. Just check it. Okay, we'll see. Means we have a mode method for that. We'll check over there. We can also subset, and similarly we can do max function, min function, and describe function on that. And as I have talked about it, the pandas data table representation comes into column and row. We have already discussed about the structure. Now the type of data it can read. interestingly, now I think you will find it more interesting. It can read the type of data. It can read CSVs. pd.read_CSV is basically CSV files. pd.read_table, it can read basically tab delimited files. It can actually do pd_read Excel files. pd_SQL, it can read the SQL files, and these are the visualization of it. It can actually read, and I have also given read and write both. CSV format, Excel formats, Paraquay format. Paraquay is basically a big data format. HTML, you can directly get the data from HTML, and then you can get basically the data HDFS, JSON, SQL. So I have a plan that not today. Today I will actually show you only CSV, but I will get examples of various different type of data. And when we are getting the data from in pandas, how it's parsing, what are the changes we are doing on that. So right now, do you have any CSV data with you?
Yes, we have.
Yes, sir.
So I think this US Airlines monthly miles flown data you might be having, correct? Or it
So
might be
This-
there in any one. You have air quality data? Okay. So now I will show it to you how we can I will show it to you how you do it from local system, but first I'll show you how to upload the data in. You are talking about air quality data. I might be having that also. Just hold on for a moment. How to load the data into Jupyter environment. There might be data set. I don't know. I should not deleted that. Yes, the data set I have created for you. I should not have deleted it.
any other data, any available data.
Yeah, probably the same data set what I'm talking about. Let me quickly search and download, and I'll show it to you because it's already available in my environment. So it will be something like I wanted to show you how to load it also.
Yes, we
So
know that actually.
You have done this uploading of the data here.
Yes.
yes, sir.
And if we upload the data, we can direct, load it by putting the name only. We don't need to give the entire path.
Yes, absolutely. And similarly, I will show it to you in Google Colab also, how to keep the data in Google Drive, not today. And then you can actually create a connection in Google Drive. Because when you are doing much more larger data, machine learning, I'll recommend you to do it using the Google Colab.
Yeah, all the people running with low RAM can use Google Colab.
Yes. And there you will get the even GPUs and TPUs for free.
Yes.
I'll be having datasets in RLive. Okay, let's get the Titanic data. It's a common data. So let me choose. So I'm uploading it. I know, means reminder you have done it. The Shilpi, you are seeing it. Samad. So I have loaded this data. it is as simple as this. So now my Titanic data is loaded. Then how shall I get a description? Somebody will guide me.
Describe.
What shall I write?
Describe.
Basically, it will be Titanic.
What this?
Dot. We have got all, and now I want to get the head of the data. Then what will be my code?
Titanic dot head.
Dot head. I want to get 20 samples.
20.
Would put 20.
I have got my 20 data. Correct? But always remember 20 means it is including the heading. So it will be basically 19. Okay. So now I want to get the tail.
Same method. Titanic dot tail. But keep it default. Do not put 20 or something.
By default, it is how many it has given. It is given only 5. So similarly, even if you run head, it will give you
Top 5.
top 5. So in this case, usually we use a large data. So what we use commonly is 50. You can basically well handle look into 50. Now next, what are the things we can do on this? Guide me.
We can use minimum, maximum, mean, mode.
How shall we do? Like Titanic, then name of the variable, or in what way actually? And so they both are fine. Titanic dot till what are the parameters? Let us quickly check. Basically, there is fair. Let's take fair. We have to do some data cleaning of it. Similar way, I'm actually taking a data of another data which I have already loaded. That is air passengers. And if I'm printing the data, it's showing me the months and the passengers. If I'm checking the data type, it is giving. This is also coming as a float. We have to change it. We're taking the month. It is printing the month for us. Data describe. This is a method to, I will show it to you later on. But first, I want all of you so to take out one of your data and just to load it and do these functions. So you all have some data, or you can do actually, you can do it from, you can go into my repository. Let me see. I'll tell the data sets. I will also download the same data and do it. So let us look into this advertising.csv. Okay. Let us download it. Let us load it in Jupyter environment. So you got the ad data. So you all got the ad data.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Got our describe.
Yes, sir.
Then next, what shall you do?
We should
What
check
is the data
column name.
type? So what will guide me? What will be the?
We can use column name function, columns function. Add dot columns. Add dot columns. MNS column COLUMNLU. It's not working. Try, but it should be COLUMNS. COLUMNS. It should be working.
Should work.
Try print add dot columns. Print add dot columns. MNS. Yes. Got it.
Next.
We can access any specific like TV also.
So let us take TV. And these are basically spins. This is min spin for TV.
We can sort the values. Add dot. Sort values. Sort underscore values.
Sort. Actually,
Underscore.
you have started talking about the functions. But
values.
good. Values.
Bracket start. Then we need to give the column name, which column we want to sort.
Then it will be TV.
Yes.
And now it is sorted by TV. If we run it blank, it will throw us an error because we are actually now going into specific pandas functions.
And we can decide the order as well by keeping ascending true or ascending false.
Order equal to?
No. Ascending equals to false or true. Small a. ASCENDING equals to true or false. I think ascend by default it's ascending true.
So it will be, we have to make it false.
False.
Some more functions.
There is something which is used to filter the data, which is LOC.
No, we will not go into other functions now. Probably what are the things we have learned till now? Let us. I know, means it's good that you are going. Probably what are the things we have learned till now? Let us try to revise with this.
Okay.
But this is yes. So in TV, what are the things we can get? We can get call sum. Are you getting all this?
Yeah.
So I'm getting only response from Mahendra, Achal, and probably sometimes from Babita. But what about others?
Why errors? Okay, mean.
So it has become meme.
Standard DBs. Can we control the number after decimal points?
Yeah, we can actually we can control it. Already created main. Just she's calling. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Am I audible to everybody?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello, yes, Upal, you are
So
audible. Now you are audible.
no, actually, Shilpi has called me. So Shilpi, have you were you present in between, or you have missed it? What we are doing, we are. No, I'm just I'm going to means just I'm talking in the class only. So Shilpi, what we are doing here. Hello. Am I audible to you now, Shilpi? Okay. So what we are doing here, we have means have you downloaded the means have you, she's calling me. Just hold on for a moment, class, please. Hello, Alok. I think Shilpi was facing some problem with the app. So, by others, you are fine?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I heard two voices. I know Mahendra is also online.
Yes.
Yes. So what about others? Iftikhar, Samad? Hello? Hello? Are they there in the class or not?
Iftikhar put a message on chat box saying yes, sir.
So what is the problem?
Sir, I have issue with my mic. He is saying.
Okay. So just put in the chat only. Iftikhar, have you got the data? Have you got access to the data? You are able to follow what we are doing? You are able to replicate the step? Then will you paste your output in the chat? What about the others? Same goes with Samad. You are getting it? Samad? Hello? Okay, so probably I think all of us has got it because I was waiting for their response. So we have seen that we have learned few things. We have learned how to load pandas data, how to do some of the basic functions on of it. And before we go into the function applications, probably I also wanted to show you another thing. Now we have learned how to load the CSV data. Let us try to load probably an Excel data also.
Read_Excel.
Yes, but is it working right now in your system?
Didn't check, but I can.
Yeah, means theoretically, yes, you're absolutely correct. So for example, I'm actually showing first what I have done. I have out of my data, I have actually created an air passenger data. I have created an air passenger XLS. So which is here, air.xls. Now I am trying to load it. So if you try to load for the first time,
Index column 0, it means you don't want the first column which Python creates automatically. Right?
Your data has here. Yeah. So your data has been already imported, because it will ask for some of the libraries to also install. OpenPy, Excel, and Xlad.
Actually, I'm seeing in your screen, which you are sharing, I'm not doing anything right now.
Okay. And I want you to do, because I want you to install these libraries also.
Okay.
In my case, it
good.
is installed. I'm just copying in the chat. You have installed it?
No, doing.
OpenPy, Excel, and LRD.
सर आप कोड कहाँ शेयर किया है? Cause
So you are able to see the code?
yes, wait, I'm just typing it.
So Mahendra, you have installed these libraries and others. Let me do one thing. Let me probably save this workbook and share with you. Then
Okay, it is saying requirement already satisfied. It means already installed.
it's already installed in your case then. So you have tried to import Excel before?
No. Read underscore Excel. All are in small, right?
Oh, okay. I'll show you the code. Since I was sorry. Like read.csv, similar way read underscore Excel.
Index underscore call. I don't need to put it. It's optional, right?
Yeah, means if you don't want it, you cannot. Sure.
Okay, let me.
But if you have that the data which you are loading, is it the data is in some particular sheet name? Then in that case, you have to put sheet name.
Okay. Otherwise, he will upload all the sheets available in that workbook, right?
सर
Mm-hmm.
प्लीज मुझे एक बार आप स्क्रॉल करके मुझे देखना
Oh,
था
acha, you have to install this particular library, correct?
ओके सर
Then you have got an Excel file. In my case, what I have done, I have actually saved this data as in Excel output. Then I'm trying to
requirement already satisfied
read this. Let me quickly load that. So if you need the code also, I have loaded that code. Okay. Meanwhile, in the chat, I am still waiting from a response from Iftikhar. I've not got any answer. So the data we were using for add, you can see I have also imported, means exported the add data. Mahendra, your all the packages were installed, correct?
Yeah, it's installed and I have uploaded one of my Excel file. It's working fine. But only thing which
Okay.
I'm getting here, in the first row above the column heading, I'm getting X1, X2, X3, X4. I don't know why.
So
Everything is
in
correct.
that case, just make it in the index column as 0.
Yeah, I did. If after doing this, the first column has been removed, which is for index. It is good. But in first row above my column name, for example, I have column name limit education and marriage. So above that, I'm getting X1, X2, and X3. I don't know why. But still, data is there. I can perform all the actions. No issue with
No,
that.
means I can understand. Means it is actually not reading your header as header. It's actually reading as a first column, first row entry.
Yes.
First row entry. So that we'll fix that. Yes.
I'm putting a screenshot in WhatsApp group so that you can see.
Sure. And meanwhile, just try that export function also. Export to Excel.
Export to Excel. Okay.
Data to Excel basically.
First, let me open and check. Maybe the X1, X2 is there in my file also.
Okay.
Yes, it is there. That's why it's running. Sorry,
Okay.
I corrected it. Deleted from there. Now it will work.
No, even in that case, you can actually do that. That's what it means. Once you load the data in that way, we can do some data frame operations to eliminate from our Python also.
Yes.
So we'll do those functions going forward. But today, at least I want you to be very comfortable about loading CSV and Excel, import and export. Okay.
Yep, it's done.
So what about others? I have got only confirmation from Mahendra. Guys, quickly, then we can actually, we want to keep half an hour for discussing for matplotlib also.
Open tablets.
The examples you have created, you can export it out in Excel. So it will
That's what I'm
be
doing.
okay.
That's
So
I'm
it will actually create a copy in your Jupyter environment. What about others? Anchal, Babita?
Yes, sir. It is done.
So you're able to both import and export into Excel?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. What about Anchal?
So I'm just getting error in importing it. I'm just trying again.
Okay. So you have installed these packages. It's already
Yes,
satisfied.
sir. Yes.
So in that case, have you written this?
Yes, sir. Firstly, I don't return it, but now I
Just try, because that is the reason I have installed that package. Without that, you will not be able to do it. Without that, export will not work.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes.
Okay, actually I was disconnected.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm done with it. Read Excel and to Excel as well.
Means both you are able to import the data and export the data both, correct?
Okay. While exporting, instead of putting the file name, I put a path. So the new file was created on my given path as well, not in a root directory.
Okay. So you have actually created in your path folder in your great. Awesome. So what about others? Means I have got two confirmations from Babita and from Mahendra. What about Achal?
Still, it's not working. Oh my God.
So you have already installed this
Yes, sir.
requirements. Then you have also called this function, but still it is not working in your case. So what error it is giving?
So, shows the file directory not found. But मैंने upload भी कर लिया है. Still don't know why.
No, you have uploaded in your Jupyter right now.
Yes.
Then you don't have to give a file directory. No? Then you have to just give the name. Copy the same name. Or probably we have less time remaining now. Shall we go to visualization and we will come back to more of this pandas function in the next class? Are you all fine with that?
मैं ये कर लूँगी. हो जाएगा ये.
Then shall we go back to visualization, because I also wanted to show some more visualization things to you. Okay. We all are fine with that?
Yes.
And during the week, what I will also recommend to you, you can see I have also given you the link for documentation. So if you're reading them, you will also understand about various functions, like some of the functions Mahendra was trying to tell. Just 1 minute, I will add one more. And then coming to visualization. In visualization, where were we yesterday? Anybody still remembers? So if you open up from the sample plots what I have given to you, so what are the type of plots that is available within inside Matplotlib? We'll see some of the examples. We have created a random number, and a random data. And first, when we are calling this, what will get populated? Yesterday we have understood about subplots, correct?
We'll get 4 blank subplots in 2x2 matrix.
2x2 matrix, absolutely. Now if we just run like this, it will print basically a histogram in one of the Now if we, so this is a hist plot. So for hist, it's a subplot type. Similarly, if we are now trying to run this, we'll get another one that is a scatter plot, and both are basically coming next to me. Similarly, if we just run plot, this will basically plot a line graph for us. And if we create the hist 2D, it will create a 2D histogram for us. So this is some of the methods. Similarly, let us open up some more examples from there. So first, let us create basically a data. It's a data frame. It's having two components into it. One is years and GDP. Then we'll actually add various components to it. If we run like this, it is basically take the two data parameters, X and Y. Your X is years, Y is GDP, color is green, marker type is O, and line style is basically solid line. Now let us try to add an label into that. We can see the nominal GDP has been added. And similarly, we are now trying to add an Y label axis. Some more things we can do on this plot. From our yesterday's understanding, what are the other things we can add in this plot? Mahindra, what are other things we can add in this plot?
X-axis and in a graph chart.
So basically, we can actually add the x-axis name. So how to do that? Basically, we will come here, we'll make it X label, and that is going to be years. Now, how to add LOC? This one. Tell me. Achal, how to add LOC in this?
So plt.legend and then जो भी हमारी value है वो डालनी है.
plt.legend, then
bracket जो भी हमें डालना है उसके अंदर bracket
यहाँ पे क्या डाल सकते हैं?
y is equal to x, or maybe value.
So if you just put like this, it is showing by default. Correct.
एंड कॉमा देके हम लोकेशन उसकी डिफाइन कर सकते हैं.
Then tell me.
कॉमा loc
LOC.
is equal to
If you put based.
best. तो ये सब यही ऑटोमेटिकली बाय डिफॉल्ट जो लिया है वही आना चाहिए.
Then in that case we can actually give other options also. In this case, actually it has taken the upper left by default.
Yes.
But for example, we can actually change it to center.
Center of is सर देन फिर हमें अपर सेंटर देना होगा, बिकॉज अदरवाइज बीच में आ जाएगा वो सेंटर देने से.
It is taken by default.
So एक बार आप
Correct. Any other things you can add?
सो ग्रिड ऐड कर सकते हैं, बट वो मुझे थोड़ा सा कंफ्यूजन है कि कैसे करना है.
Okay, so let us go into another one. Let me restate. This example we have already seen. This example we have seen. Now coming into this. So let us try to print it. Step by step and see. So first, if we run this, our data frame has been created. It has created. Now we have actually plotted a bar plot. Bar plot with numbers. Now we are going to plot the title into it. Then we are going to plot the level into it. And then we are going to put the X ticks. So what X ticks does? You remember we yesterday talks about the structure of ticks.
Yes, sir.
Major ticks and minor ticks. So in this case, this is a data is a string data, correct? So if you go for ticks, basically it is going to provide you the name of the movie. Now probably let us see how we can create a histogram. First, let us create our data. Then we are actually trying to create a histogram structure. Then we are actually creating the histogram. We run this, not get, because histogram parameters are not given. First, we have actually got a histogram. Now, let us try to create the X and Y axis properly. Then we're going to create the X sticks. And the X is a histogram, so we are giving decile. Y level is hash of students. And title is basically the grades. That has actually completed our example of histogram, step by step. Okay. Now, similar way, let us try to create an example of another bar graph. We have created our data. If we run this, it will create a bar graph for us. Then we are adding the years. So here we are going to do plotting adjustment of axis. And finally, putting a title. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Now we will try to look into another data. First, we are preparing the data. And then we are going to, basically, this data has got multiple components. We're going to create those components, putting the legend, X level, X sticks, and title. And then finally, you can see. So if you understood the anatomy of the graph concepts, it actually becomes very easy to change component by component graphs. Similar way, another one. This is scatter plot. Probably I'm running it whole. You can see. So yesterday I have shared this with you. Anybody has got a chance to look into these examples?
So मैंने ट्राई किया था बट मुझे बहुत ज्यादा कुछ समझ नहीं आया तो फिर मैंने सोचा कि आप एक बार आप बता देते उसके बाद.
Okay. So it actually always makes sense if you are doing these things. You have seen how I am doing it step by step method. Then
Yes, sir.
it actually because when you are going to run as a whole, the whole chunk, correct? But
Yes.
when you are understanding, it makes always a sense. So I will do this again for you step by step. You will understand it.
एंड सर मेरा वो जो इंपोर्ट और एक्सपोर्ट का इशू था ना वो भी रिजॉल्व हो गया एक्चुअली मैंने पाथ कलेक्ट किया हुआ था इस वजह से नहीं हो रहा था
Okay, so you are trying to save in some other destination, correct?
यस
Okay. Now even the path and saving the into the path, I'm going to show it in much more details, because how to do and access various folders from Python, that I am going to show it to you in the next class. So first, till now, what we have done, we have got a basically blank. We have created our data, and we have got our blank date, is basically subplot. Then here with this, we are going to add the bar into it. Got it? Now we'll do the formatting of those components. Now you can see the main and women are segregated. Y level has been added. Title has been added.
okay
Hello everybody.
हेलो सर
So
Hello, sir.
Upal, I think you are done with the class session for today.
सो एक्चुअली ऊपर सर ने ग्रुप में पिन किया है कि पावर कट हो गया तो he is not available here अभी
Okay guys, anyway it's time, and see, I wanted you to introduce you to Divya. Divya is the placement head over Martigas, and she will be looking after many opportunities and your resume building and applications, and
Hello.
So I need to introduce you to Divya, and Divya is here in a meeting. So Divya, you are here.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Am I audible now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I think my power went. So what I was trying to show it to you. In between,
Upal,
I heard Alok.
hi, Upal. It is just that Divya, the placement head of Mathematics, she needs to interact with the students.
Okay.
So,
Then shall I just stop my session now?
please, please for a while.
Yeah.
Very sorry to interrupt,
Sure.
but please.
Sure. No, sure. Absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. Because I think I'm through. I have already uploaded this. I will. Then I'm just stop presenting.
Yes, Divya, please join in.
Alok, may I log off in that case? Because I think it
No,
is
sir.
going.
I think maybe Divya is facing some internet issue because वो connect तो show हो रही है,
Uh,
but she is not connected actually. Upal sir, please ask her to relog in. Maybe that will help.
yes, guys, I am contacting Divya. Upal, if it is done, I can stop screen sharing, and Divya will have some chit chat with these students. I think somebody
Okay.
left already.
I think it was Shilpa. Shilpa was facing some issue with.
No, Shilpi is here. I don't see Mahendra. I don't see a couple of more guys.
Samadhan Niftikar is also not available.
So you can just put it into the common WhatsApp group chat to join back. Meanwhile, I'm just sharing. So for others, I'm just updating this. I think Shilpi is all online now. So Shilpi, all our working files are available already updated in Google Drive. So you can go and access from there. Okay, you don't have to panic.
Yes, guys, I had a word with Divya. She is facing some connection issue, but she is joining again in a minute. So please just take.
Sir, Mahendra is facing same issue, so he is trying to connect with mobile.
Yes,
So
yes, I
maybe
can understand. It is a pleasant weather, but it is notorious for our connections.
Alok sir, can you hear me now?
Yes, Divya, you are audible.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. So I find here 2 candidates only are there, sir. I can see Achal and Babita.
Yes, ma'am. Some of us facing issue.
Yeah, Babita, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So actually, unfortunately, I was not able to talk face to face with all of you because of this pandemic situation. So I'm taking care of the placements of this Noida, Gurgaon, and CP, Delhi. So just wanted to have a talk with you all. I just wanted to know, is your Alok sir, the Python is over or it is still running?
No, class is
Ma'am,
over.
it just
It
started.
is running, ma'am.
Acha, okay, okay. So I think so it would be too early to talk much in detail, but still I would be sharing an Excel sheet with all of you, and all of you please fill that Excel sheet and revert back on the mail. Basically, I would be sharing this next week. So you have to fill all your details and you have to see that all the details are well in place. Nothing should be there as a mistake regarding your credentials, whatever qualification is there, or if somebody is experienced, and whether you want to relocate or not relocate for the job. So all these information I would be needing from all of you. And secondly, I would be sharing a link with all of you once the Python course is over. So that link is for a particular software which is for placement specifically, and all the information for all of you will be there on the on that placement portal itself. So all the job vacancies and all the postings will be there. So I hope so I'm clear with all of these things.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay, Achal, Babita, and Mahindra is there. Mahindra.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Mahendra is there.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Okay, fine. So just in the chat box, if you can ping those who are freshers can ping F, and those who are experienced can ping me E, so that I just can know like how many are freshers and experienced over here in the class.